Hello, my students. How are you today? Please remember that PKPB bukan cuti. Please get ready with your English exercise book and let's do the English tutorial. Okay, let's do it now. Okay, are you ready? Let's discuss the question and answer related to the novel Dear Mr. Kilmer written by Ashraf. Before we start, I just want to tell you that you may use past tense or present tense in your answer. But please remember decide which form of verbs that you want to use. Okay, so this is the back. These are the characters in the novel. We have Pa, Richard, Gus. Pa, Richard, Gus. Okay. Now, let's look at the question. I'm going to discuss question from SPM 2019. In the novel that you have read, choose one character that you dislike. Dislike, tak suka. So which character that you dislike? Pa, Richard, or Gus? I choose Gus. When you write your answer, you must have the introduction. In your introduction, you must have this sentence. The novel that I studied is Dear Mr. Kilmer, written by Ashraf. Dear Mr. Kilmer, you must have the title of the novel and the name of the author. After this sentence, you must write 3 to 4 sentences of the synopsis. Okay, it's like this. The story is about a boy named Richard Knight who loves poetry. He is afraid to let people know about his passion in poetry. One day, he writes a letter to Mr. Kilmer, who is a famous poet and a soldier. Mr. Kilmer is the one who encourages Richard to keep on writing poems and to share the poems with others. Okay, we are done. Done with the introduction. Okay, but we don't stop here because we need to write the evidence to explain why we dislike Gus. Okay, so you need to mention the name of the character that you dislike. The character that I dislike is Gus. And explain why you dislike him. Because he shows negative attitude in this story. At the beginning of the story, Gus was angry at Richard as Richard misses the shot to kill the buck. Actually, Richard purposely does that because he doesn't feel the need to kill such a beautiful creature. Gus says that if their grandpa were alive, he would say that Richard is not his kin. Not his kin. Kin. Saudara mara. Keturunan. How could he say that? That was mean to say such thing. Even Pa is not scolding Richard for the incident, although we know that he is disappointed. Okay, so this is the evidence. The second paragraph. Next will be the next evidence. Okay, so the next evidence is written in the next paragraph. Not only that, he advises Richard to fit in with others when he knows that Richard starts to make friends with Hannah Shermer. People of Turtle Lake discriminate the Shermers as they perceive them as the Germans. Gus always disapproves in whatever Richard does. Okay, done with this paragraph. Now, next evidence, the other paragraph. Ready? Another incident that makes me dislike Gus is when he enlists himself in the army. He tells Pa that he is enlisted in the army and he is going to enroll on the next day. Pa is shocked hearing the news as Gus has never discussed the matter with him. Pa doesn't want him to go because Pa wants him to finish school and help him in the farm. Pa knows Gus' real attitude. He is lazy as he always finds excuses not to work in the farm. All this while, only Richard helps Pa doing the farm work after school. Okay, so we are done. There are 3 evidence that we have given here. It's enough. But do we stop here? No, we must have another 1 paragraph, that is the conclusion, 2 to 3 sentences, or if you have more ideas, you can write 4 sentences. Okay, I have 2 sentences. The above evidence shows Gus's negative attitude. That is why I dislike this character. Okay, students, do you notice that I use present tense in my sentences just now? You can choose to use present tense because when we talk about story, a story is a never-ending story. Whenever you open the book, the characters become alive. In the next question, I'm going to use the question from SPM 2016. This time, my answer will be written in past tense. So you have to decide which one that you want to use, present tense or past tense. Okay, so let's watch. Okay, students, now let's answer the questions number 33, paper 2 from SPM 2016. Okay, let's look at the question. It says, based on the novel that you have studied, describe a scene that makes you either happy or sad. Give reasons why the scene makes you feel happy or sad with close reference to the text. Are you happy or sad? I choose to be sad because of this event when Mr. Kilmer is killed in the war. After hearing the news from Hannah Shermer that Mr. Kilmer was killed in the war, Richard writes a poem as a tribute to him. He likens Mr. Kilmer to a wolf. Pa reads the poem in the newspaper and was amazed with Richard's word choice. Richard continues writing poems and gets help from Pa. This strengthens their father and son bond very much. Pa ends up supporting Richard's passion in poetry. Let's not waste our time and let's write the introduction now. Okay, remember how do you write the introduction? You must have this sentence. You must have this sentence. Must. The novel that I studied is Dear Mr. Kilmer, written by Anshraf. Okay, next. You must have the synopsis. Same like the previous question. You must have the synopsis. Okay, after the introduction, then only you go to the evidence. One day, Richard received a bad news about Mr. Kilmer. Okay, I repeat, for this set, I'm going to use past tense to answer this question. Received. Mr. Kilmer was killed in the war between the Allies and the Germans. Richard wrote a poem as a tribute to Mr. Kilmer. In the poem, Richard likened Mr. Kilmer to the world. The tribute was printed in the local newspaper. If you can't remember the name of the newspaper, doesn't matter. But if you know, you write. The Turtle Lake Weekly. Richard's father read the poem. Okay, Richard's father, singular. If it is in present tense, so read become reads. But now it is past tense. The past tense of read is read. Okay? Next. Okay, the next paragraph. Okay, so this is your first evidence. Okay, next. Richard was afraid that his father was going to be angry at him. His father did not like Richard writing poems. After reading the poem, his father told Richard about what had happened to Richard's uncle, Roland. His father never told Richard about this. Roland was killed in a war in Cuba. His father regarded Roland as his world. His father was amazed how Richard could use the same word in his tribute. Okay, done with this evidence. Next evidence. Okay, done. So we write the conclusion. In conclusion, the ending of this story that makes me sad. The scene when Pa started to open up to Richard. It reminds me that a father or parents love their children unconditionally. Same goes to the feeling of a brother for his sibling. All of us love our siblings or family members, although we do not know how to express the feeling. Okay, now I'm using present tense. Why? Because I'm talking about us, about what happened to us, isn't it? Everyone loves our family members, but some of us do not know how to express the feeling. Okay, so this sentence is not about Pa and Roland anymore. It's about us. Okay, next. Okay, Pa did not know how to express his sadness. Only after reading Richard's poem, he started to open up and showed his love to Richard. Okay, so that's it. Okay, you don't have to write too long. That will be enough. Okay? Okay, students, I am done with my tutorial. I hope you can try to answer question 33 of any set of questions. I'll be waiting for your answers. Okay, you may email or send the answer to my personal WhatsApp. I'll be waiting. Bye for now.